Alrighty, it is 8:21 in the morning, and this is speaking to what the entity is doing, blatant stalking with the light source, which is not possibly the sun. And as you see, as I get up earlier and walk to a different city that is Upland, California, and the light source is in front of me directly over the building of 450 North Euclid Avenue, because I have gotten up at an earlier hour and I have traveled to that venue where that which is not the sun remains over my head as I remain stationary at one address, whatever address that is, okay? You have what is the maintenance of a light source over my head, and at 8:21 a.m., you're talking about the Upland Public Library where I'm showing you it's over the roof. That's the same Upland Public Library, by the way, where I have also captured the fake sun in this same center position, remaining over that property up until yesterday, 4:08 p.m. But you're talking about 5:11 p.m. as a matter of total documentation. This is the same location where the entity is stalking via aircraft. This is an ongoing indication of surveillance by the state. That's called amplified audible activity. It's called crossing path. This is what group stalking and monitoring with communication devices, and doing so in concert with the people of the state. There is no time where, as I have shown you, for example, the Upland Public Library, which is in a distinct city, it is a distinct location. The light source is not at the same time. If this was the actual sun that was over the Upland Public Library at 8:21 a.m., which you already know that's not possibly the sun, because the documentation is showing the fake sun remains over that venue, over the roof, over my head, as I enter at later times. For example, at 10:30 in the morning, and the light source, 10:19 in the morning, the light source is over my head. 11 in the morning, the light source is directly over my head. The entity is aiming directed light all over the walls inside of that Upland Public Library, on the roofs and all over the floors, and just cycling it from one side of the room to the opposite side of the room, and keeping it all day long visible through the windows of the Upland Public Library, which is north of this city, all day long, okay? And that's what I captured at 4 p.m. I want to be clear. The Ontario Museum of History and Arts is not over next door, adjacent to, coexisting with what is the ability of the light source to be over the Upland Public Library at the same time. Second of all, north of this city is the city of Upland, the Upland Public Library, which I'm going to use as an example because I have spent a lot of time inside of that venue where the light source maintains presence there. And also it is the indication of what is not possibly the sun, and surveillance that you are subject to in violation of existing federal law, where it is necessarily no movement in any direction west of this light source while it remains north of this location, over the Upland Public Library, visible through the windows of the Upland Public Library, over my head, over the roof of the Upland Public Library, which is directly north on this same street, Euclid Avenue. All right, it's north. You're talking about what would be movement west. Now, on Sunday, when I walk to Stater Brothers off a whole boulevard, that's when the light source moves west. On Sunday, when I'm standing at this intersection, that's when the entity is moving west with the light source. But you're talking about what is not actual movement, it's following with the light source, because movement west is going beyond what is this street, what is this portion of the city where the actual sun is not rising and setting in alignment with me, moreover, okay? I'm using 8:21 as an example because this is the light source that remains over me stationary at the Ontario Museum, and that does not coexist with being captured over the roof of the Upland Public Library. This is speaking to the broader picture, the stalking conduct by the people of the state, a demon-possessed population, which includes law enforcement, while they are the same demon-possessed population in the position of law enforcement, engaging in this criminal system and engaging in what is communicating a terrorizing threat, while they are also monitoring the documentation. All right, this documentation is surrounding the entirety of an entity, not just the venue of the Upland Public Library, which is a vivid illustration. The light source is not over at the same time over that roof. It's over at Upland Public Library on that particular day because I'm at the Upland Public Library. And that's what you're seeing, what is stalking with the fake sun and not the actual sun. This is P.O.C.